Welcome to Lesson 9E, Rayleigh Flow Example Problem. This is the last lesson in our series about Rayleigh flow. I'll show you a step-by-step procedure for solving general Rayleigh flow problems, and then I'll do an example using that procedure. Here's the step-by-step procedure. We start at conditions 1, and with the known rate of heat transfer, we can calculate T02 from this equation. Then we can calculate this ratio using this equation, and this one using clever use of ratios. And then we can calculate M2 using this equation, but it's implicit, so we're inversely calculating M2, which typically involves some iteration. Finally, we can use the remaining Rayleigh flow equations, along with the ideal gas law, speed of sound equation, etc., to calculate other desired properties at state 2. Here's our example problem. Air and fuel enter this tube, which is 15 centimeters in diameter, at given temperature, pressure, and speed. Fuel is burned between locations 1 and 2, where we add heat at a rate q dot, which is given here. And we want to calculate temperature, pressure, velocity, and Mach number at location 2. Our assumptions are the normal ones for Rayleigh flow that we've used previously. I'll follow the step-by-step procedure that I just showed. Here's all the given information, and here I calculate the cross-sectional area. Density comes from the ideal gas law, so ρ1 is P1 over RT1. A1 comes from square root of gamma RT1, and then M1 is V1 over A1. And I'm not going to show all my calculations, but you can verify these results. I'll show two ways to get stagnation temperature T01. Since we know T1 and V1, we can use this equation, and we plug in the numbers with two unity conversion factors. This gives us 553.19 K. An alternate way to do this is to use ratios. T01 over T1 is given here, since these are state variables, so we could use this equation times T1, and without showing all my work, I get the same answer. So this is our result for T01. The mass flow rate can be obtained from ρ1 V1 A1. I get 4.2989 kilograms per second, and I'll keep about 5 digits typically to avoid round-off error. But I also did all this in software, of course. We plug this into our equation for little q using the given q dot and noting that a kilojoule is a kilowatt second. So we get 1050.0 kilojoule per kilogram as our specific heat transfer. To get the stagnation temperature at state 2, we use our equation for specific heat transfer, Q equals Cp, T02 minus T01, which I solve for T02, and using our T01 that we calculated previously, and the Q that we just calculated, divided by Cp, we get T02 is 1598.5 K. Step 2 is to use the sonic, critical, or star values to calculate the ratio T01 over T0 star. And as we talked about previously, we can use these reference values even though the flow never gets to sonic or critical in this case. Since we know gamma and M1, we can calculate this. I get 0.12914. And in step 3, we use clever ratios to get T02 over T0 star. T02 was just calculated above, and T01 was also calculated previously, and then this ratio can be used for T01 over T0 star. The k's cancel, of course, and we get a dimensionless ratio of 0.37315. Step 4 is to use this equation again for state 2, where we now know this ratio for T02 over T0 star. So we calculate M2 inversely any way you can. I prefer the false position method, and I get this result for M2, 0.31429.
Sir, couldn't we just use the compressible aerodynamics calculator?
Yes, Ned, you can, but I use it only to verify my answers. I want you to learn how to solve implicit equations like this without relying on a website or an app.
That sounds so difficult.
Well, Ned, college is difficult, so pull up your suspenders and work it out. You can easily verify this result using the compressible aerodynamics calculator online. Finally, step 5 is to calculate other desired properties at state 2. For example, T2 over T star is M2 1 plus gamma over 1 plus gamma M2 squared, quantity squared, from our previous lesson, and T1 over T star is the same thing, so I'll copy and paste, but change these M's to M1 instead. From these we can write T2 equal T2 over T star over T1, T1, where we have this expression for this ratio, the reciprocal of this expression for this ratio, and T1 is known. Plugging in all these values, I get T2 is 1567.6 K. Or, since we know M2 and T02, we can use our old isentropic equation friend. Since 2 is just a state, this gives us a ratio of 1.01976, from which T2 is T02 over T02 over T2, where I'll plug in this in the denominator. And when I do that, I get the same value that I got here. And we're always happy when that happens. And I'll make a comment here. If you can calculate something more than one way, do it. If these would have come out different, it would be a red flag and tell me that I made a mistake somewhere. I'll show even a third way. Recall our equation for T2 over T1 from a previous lesson, which I'll write out here. And when you plug in all these values, which we know, we get the same answer again, making me real happy. Similarly, we can calculate other properties at 2 using our equations and ratios as needed, and I'll leave the details for the students to work out. Here are our answers to 3 significant digits, T2, P2, V2, and M2. And I'll just comment here, another useful thing to do when we have all these answers is to see which variables go up and which go down, and compare to what we've said previously qualitatively. It turns out that V goes up, since our V1 was only 80 meters per second. P goes down, since P1 was 480 kPa. T goes up a lot, from 550 K to 1570 K. And Mach number goes up, from 0.1702 to 0.314. We're not near the strange zone, so it's not surprising that temperature goes up in our problem from 1 to 2. Finally, let's look at the maximum possible heat transfer from our equation for Q max, and recall from the definition of lowercase q that Q dot max is lowercase q max times m dot. These equations give us Q dot max equals 16,110 kilowatt. This is the maximum possible heat transfer for the given inlet conditions in this Rayleigh flow problem. The actual Q dot was only 4514 kilowatt, so we're very far from the maximum possible. This would be the choked flow case, and any heat transfer beyond that would change the upstream conditions at 1, as we've previously discussed. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. 1, 2, 3. That's all there is to it.